Still scrolling, and saw me. You're probably lying on your back, aren't you? And if I'm not mistaken, your phone battery is probably 42%, right? If it's right, then it's right. Just erecting two sturdy pillars. If it's wrong, you Yifei Yanzu lookalikes, just pretend it's right. Snow-covered white, bone-chilling cold. Terrifyingly silent. A tiny black dot, moving in the sky. Ah, this man. After many obstacles, his handsome face was revealed. It's the young Alec. He's been playful since childhood. As he grew up, he still loved to roam freely. Especially, he loves to solo everywhere. The fallen ancient tree, Alec's goal. He saws it into small pieces. To his own standards. Building a house here, that's tough. Took a lot of steps. Therefore, wild survival isn't as easy as you think. After setting up the posts, Alec rolls up his sleeves again. The main beam. He has to drill holes by hand. Then secure it with wooden pegs. Safety is number one, and he's doing a great job. Because this is a matter of survival. It's no joke. Then he again builds another lower support on one side. Just like building with blocks. Take your time. Enough wood. Continue building. He started with the side wall. Dig a shallow hole. Bury the wooden posts, and it's done. Oh, it's snowing again. Alec was startled. And quickly sped up. Quickly, get some shelter. For the roof beams, he wasn't picky. Long, short, big, small, crooked. Just put them all up. Once finished, saw off the excess. The initially messy shed suddenly brightened up as if renovated, seizing the momentum. Alec diligently built the wall like a professional craftsman. The temperature was minus 17 degrees Celsius. Alec spun like a top, but the chilling wind still pierced through, making him shiver and tremble with cold. The guy's backpack was like a Doraemon box, looking small but packed with stuff. He pulled out a roll of black fabric, both to beautify the interior, and to block some of the visiting cold winds. However, the specialty here was homemade cement. From soil and chicken blood. Used to seal the back roof. Then, not knowing which tree he selected it from, the guy pulled out some pine branches, and spread them on the roof. He also conveniently stuffed them into some gaps. Although this cozy home looked a bit dilapidated, it still exuded an artistic vibe. The final step. A few crystal-shaped logs were transformed into a luxurious Simmons bed. After half a day of hard work, Alec's super little house finally stood tall in the wilderness. Now all that's missing is ... fire. Some leftover materials became divine kindling sticks. He struck a match. A flickering light. Alec quickly fed the fire, continuously adding firewood. This remote wilderness finally had a human presence through the smoke and fire. As night fell, he filled a jar with snow, diligently pouring 5 to 6 times. To get half a cup of precious boiling water, he devoured the warm, canned food, finding it incredibly delicious. In addition, the fire in the stove roared, and his body gradually revived after the cold spell. However, the toughest challenge was the long night. He spread his 3-inch -1 blanket on the bed, and glowing hot stones became ingenious hand warmers. He placed them beside the bed, determined to fight the biting cold. Drawing the curtain, he crawled into his shelter and slept soundly. Young Alec, with life like a blank slate. Alone in the vast white snow. Searched for shelter. He used a rope to mark out his promised land. Then swung his shovel, digging furiously. Determined to build a shelter. Half submerged, half visible right here. There's an abundance of decaying wood. Becoming God-given material. Alec carries the wood back to the cellar. Light as a feather. First, he digs a trench on top. A few basic lines, and the A-frame stands tall. To be sure, he ties a thick rope very tightly. Behind the house. He also makes an identical crossbeam. Then he places the beam, effortlessly. Honestly, this cellar and the previous one are each unique. But building them is equally difficult. Without nails or screws, Alec has to tie them tightly with rope. After a strenuous effort, the cellar looks ready for habitation. Although it's a temporary den, waterproofing and insulation must be prioritized. The guy coats the inside with a black plastic layer. Seeing this plastic layer, even the cold wind has to retreat. He hastily looks for firewood. Even rotten wood that had fallen asleep gets woken up. It becomes a pillar for building the roof, to block the wind behind the house. He invites more Big Friends logs. 3 to 4 trees seal it tightly, so the wind doesn't dare to intrude. Next, his claws reach for a large tree again. A large section of bark is stripped off. For Alec, these are the best tiles. For roofing and covering, it's impeccable. The roof seems to have a custom-made suit of armor. It's getting dark. Alec's little house is nearing completion. With the enthusiastic help of the snow, he is carving a door. That took a full 10 minutes of drilling and chiseling to finish. After some clanking, the facade of the cave looked much brighter. After installing the last piece, Alec finally let out a sigh of relief. He entered the house like a victorious general. Initially, he planned to live in a doorless cave, but it's rumored that little monsters often visit these days. So Alec decided to go all out. Rather spend a little extra effort, because safety is paramount. To warm up the house, Alec had a secret move ready. He made his own smoke exhaust system. That long, drawn-out chimney pipe looked like a giant straw, but was surprisingly effective. And the small fireplace was incredibly antique. Probably even older than Alec. Although it was old, its heat was undeniable. The small flame in the stove instantly flared up. While still feeling good, Alec grabbed logs. And with a few basic moves, the bed was assembled. Tonight, he will surely sleep soundly until morning. Alec scrubbed the iron pot until it was sparkling clean. He also cut the frozen piece of meat in half. After marinating it with secret spices, he then put it in the pan to sizzle. The sizzling sound echoed throughout the cave. After a few agonizing minutes of waiting, Alec finally got to eat a hot dinner. After eating his fill, the snowfield became unusually quiet again. Only a thin wisp of smoke from the chimney was drawing magical spirals under the moonlight. That was the code the wilderness sent to the starry sky, about a young man who used an axe and wood to compose poetry.